Hey guys, it's Carly bringing you a new update video on VHS/Blu-rays/DVDs that I got mainly for Christmas, and 90% of this is actually from JP. He is awesome. He always gets me a million DVDs, Blu-rays, and VHS for Christmas, and I love him for that because, now I have this new stack of stuff to watch where before I was very low, so, shout out to him. He is a very good friend to me, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into this. Sorry if my voice sounds kind of messed up. I've been sick the last couple of days. Feel much better now, but my voice is still kind of weak, and it's real irritating, but, I wanted to get this update video out there because I have quite a lot of stuff here, so yeah, gonna get right into it. Start with the VHS because that's what I have the least of, and first up, we have Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, and I actually already own this, but I have a Frankenstein cover over it because I found Frankenstein at a thrift store months and months ago, and I was pretty excited because I wanted to revisit that movie, and then I took the tape out and realized that someone had just put the Frankenstein cover over Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein, so it was the wrong movie with, the wrong cover over it, and it's really irritating to me. It bothers me because I'm kind of, OCD about my movies, and it's real annoying that I have, the wrong movie with the wrong cover, but, anyway, now I have this with the right cover. All I need to do is find a copy of Frankenstein and I'll be set, but I did watch this movie back when I had, accidentally bought it, and I actually did enjoy it. I know there's a million of these Abbott and Costello films, and I'd be interested in checking out other ones, honestly, because I didn't think I would really like it because it's old school humor, but I thought it was pretty entertaining and fun, so, excited to own this. Next up, we have Hellraiser on VHS. I do own Hellraiser on DVD, but, it's one of those movies where if you find it on VHS, it's a good one to grab just because it's a classic 80s horror film, and it's pretty cool to own on VHS. And, Hellraiser isn't my favorite franchise, but I do like the first and the second one, so I'm pretty excited to own this on VHS. It's pretty cool, and it's in pretty good condition. Next up, we have White Noise, which I forgot I actually own this on DVD as well, but, I don't own it on VHS. This is a movie that I have not seen in years, many, many years. I saw it when I was younger. When I was younger, I was kind of more into these, ghost-type films, and I remember my mom bought it for me, and I checked it out. I always get this, in my head mixed up with, Stir of Echoes and movies like that, so I can't really remember even what this movie is about, so I'm actually pretty curious to check this one out again. And then lastly, for the VHS collection, we have Manhunter, which of course is the first in the Hannibal Lecter movies. I've never seen this before. I don't own this, so I'm actually pretty interested in checking this out. I've heard decent things about it. Didn't really know about it until recent years, so I'm excited to finally see what it's all about. And we're going to move along to the Blu-rays, and first up here we have Silent Night, Deadly Night, the Scream Factory Edition. My Secret Santa at work was actually my friend Matt. JP and I have done videos with him before, so you've probably seen him, and I was really, really excited that he got me this. That was just perfect how that worked out. This is a movie that I only just saw it this year for the first time, and I really enjoyed it, and I would not probably have bought this on my own, so just because I'm pretty, cheap and don't really buy these, special editions all that often, so I was really, really excited to get this, especially seeing, all the people talking about it, and since it's, a new Scream Factory release, so that's very exciting. Then next up we have one from the horror pack, and that is Devil's Due. I just did my horror pack unboxing, so I've already really talked about this. Haven't checked this out yet or opened it. I've heard some honestly pretty negative things about this movie. A lot of people say it sucks, but I'm still curious to check it out. I feel like it could be maybe fun or guilty pleasure or something like that, so, I'm curious about it. After that, we have Plank Face. This was the other one in the horror pack. This is the exclusive. Me and Jerry should be doing a review on this sooner or later, and I'm honestly pretty curious about it. The cover just looks kind of interesting to me, and the title itself. I haven't really looked into it or anything like that, but I'm pretty curious on what this is all about. Then we have Summer of Fear. This is one that JP gave me. It's new, never been opened before, and I've never seen this. It's a Wes Craven film with Linda Blair in it, and I'm pretty curious about it. I don't really know anything about this movie or what it's really all about, so pretty curious on this one. I'm excited to check it out. After that, we have another Scream Factory, which is They Live. I've never seen They Live before. I'm actually supposed to see this at a John Carpenter marathon thing in the next coming up in February, I believe. So I might check it out before that, just so I'm more familiar with it, because I think it's cooler to see older movies in theaters after you've actually seen them beforehand. And yeah, I've always been kind of curious to check this one out. I know it's like a little more action-y, so I'm not sure if I'll like it or not, but hey, I'm pretty excited that it's another Scream Factory, because now I'm up to 6 Scream Factory movies. So yeah, that collection is kind of growing, so that is pretty exciting. Next up, we have Poulter Dice, the remake, and I got this in the horror pack, and JP actually bought me this on DVD as a gift, and I got the horror pack before that, so he was pretty upset that I coincidentally got this, which, what are the chances that I would get this, but, oh well. Kind of cool to own on Blu-ray. I've never seen this before, but I'm excited to check it out because, I'm just not very familiar with it. I'm not the biggest fan of the original one, to be honest. I don't even own it. It's not a bad movie at all. It's just not one that I rewatch a lot, so I'm kind of curious to see what the remake's like. After that, we have The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Pretty excited about this one because I've been wanting to check out more Italian movies. That's kind of something I want to start doing with the new year coming up. Dario Argento, I'd like to see more of his movies because, of course, I love Suspiria. That's honestly one of my favorite movies, but other than that, I'm not too familiar with his work, so I'm really excited to give this one a watch. Then we have Fright Night 2, once again, a horror pack movie. I've never seen the remake of Fright Night. I've seen the original kind of at a drive-in, but I didn't pay that much attention. So the Fright Night series is not one that I'm all that familiar with, to be honest. So I might want to watch the original and the remake and things like that before I give this one a watch. But, still pretty cool for the collection. I actually don't own any of the other Fright Night movies either. Then we have the Carrie remake. JP got me this one, and this is actually the only Carrie movie I did not own, surprisingly. I have, the original, the TV remake, and the sequel. I think that I actually have them in a triple pack, but I never got around to buying this remake. I don't think it's a horrible remake at all. It's just, to me, it's kind of just a basic remake. It's just another Carrie movie, really. You've seen the original, you see the TV remake, then this is just another remake. It doesn't really add too much to it or anything like that, to be honest, but at the same time, I still enjoy it, and, I think Chloe Grace Moretz gives a pretty good, and Julianne Moore as well, give pretty good performances in it, so I'm happy to own it. Next up, we have Donnie Darko. This is a movie that I saw, about 2 years ago at a friend's house, but we were, playing some games and, being distracted while watching it, so I can honestly say I have no idea what this movie is really about. I have a basic idea, I know kind of the ending, twist and things like that, but other than that, I really do want to recheck this one out, because I know a lot of people really, really love this film, so I'm excited to give this one a rewatch because, it kind of deserves it since I didn't pay as much attention as I would have liked to the first time. Next up, we have Straw Dogs. JP gave me this one. He said he has no idea what it's about or anything like that, and I also have no idea what it's about. I don't even know if it's a horror movie, to be honest. I think I was with him actually when he bought this. I think he just kind of passed it on to me. I think he got it at looks like he got it at like a Cash and Culture or something like that. But yeah, I have no idea what this movie is about. Might not even be a horror movie, but oh well, something else I can check out and be surprised by. Next up, we have another Dario Argento film, and that is Stendhal Syndrome. I know this is one of JP's like favorite Argento films. I hear other people say they don't care for it that much, but I'm excited to check it out for myself since he has talked highly about it. And, you know, once again, it's another Argento film, so that's pretty cool to add to my collection and to watch pile. And then lastly, for the Blu-rays, we have Terminator Part 2. Now, sorry, my heat just came on, of course, but I saw Terminator 2 when I was younger, I remember, and I remember actually liking it quite a bit, but I haven't seen it since, and I've never seen the first one either, but I know this is one of JP's all-time favorite, like, you know, non-horror movies, because it's really not a horror movie, it's more of an action thriller type film, but I'm kind of curious to check it out again, just because I do recall enjoying it when I first saw it, so yeah, that is it for the Blu-rays. And then finally we got the giant stack of DVDs here. So yeah, let's get into this. First up we have, sorry, I'm trying to make a room here. Okay, yeah, first up we have Red Christmas with Dee Wallace, and I actually just checked this out the other day they put it on Netflix finally, so I watched it just to get more 2017 movies in, so I probably won't be revisiting this until like maybe next year, but I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. Definitely not something that would be in my top 10 necessarily, but I think it was pretty cool. It's got like, actually has like an actor with Down syndrome in it, which he does a pretty solid job, and I think it's just like an interesting aspect, and you know, it's got like cool colors and things like that. It's kind of, it reminds me of like the Black Christmas remake kind of, where you got like a lot of greens and reds, so I enjoyed it for what it was. Pretty solid Christmas horror film. Next up we have The House with 100 Eyes. I heard this one is pretty disturbing, I think. I might be getting it mixed up with another film, honestly, but I'm pretty sure it's a more disturbing type of film, and I'm curious to check it out. It's an artsploitation flick. It's only about 74 minutes, so, you know, I always enjoy my shorter runtime, so yeah, kind of excited for that one. Don't really know all that much about it, though. Next up we have Fever, and JP told me he thought this one was just okay, but I don't know, just based on the premise and the title and just the way the cover looks, it looks kind of artsy to me, and like it would be like a cool like drama, thriller, horror film, and that's kind of like right up my alley, so I'm actually really excited to check this one out because I feel like I'll probably like it quite a bit, where he said it wasn't all that great. Then we have Ghoulies Part 1 and Ghoulies Part 2. I have never seen either of these films. I hear that Ghoulies Part 1 really sucks, and Ghoulies 2 is actually a pretty well done film. I always hate when a Part 1 is like worse than Part 2, honestly, because I think like, oh crap, now I have to watch the first shitty one before I get to Part 2, but you know, oh well, I'll check it out. Hopefully it's not all that bad, but yeah, not too familiar with these, but I'm excited to give them a watch. Then we have another double feature here, and that is Troll Part 1 and Troll Part 2. I hear these are both horrible in their own totally different ways. You know, JP always wanted me to watch these. I'll probably force him to watch them with me, because I don't know if this is something that I'll necessarily enjoy if I watch it alone, but you know, I have always wanted to watch the Troll films, particularly Part 2, because I hear that one is just, you know, so bad it's good gold. Then we have The Incredible Melting Man. Don't know much about this, but I'm very curious about it. Just the cover looks kind of awesome to me, and yeah, can't really say much about it. I literally know nothing about it, but I'm excited to own it. Then I was really excited with this. He gave me the Phantasm 5 movie collection, and I've seen all the Phantasm movies, but I haven't seen part 3 and 4 since I was literally like 13, and they used to be on Netflix back when Netflix had a bigger variety going on, and that's where I first checked out all the Phantasm movies, and I really remember liking part 3 and 4 quite a bit. Hopefully they still hold up. I know part 3 is not the greatest, and then part 4 relies on a lot of scenes from the first one, but I'm excited to finally own them, and they're definitely ones that I'll be checking out sooner than later. Next up we have Best Worst Movie. This, of course, is about the Troll film, so I gotta obviously watch the Troll films before I watch this. JP says it's like the best documentary in the world, so I'm actually pretty excited for that, but of course I gotta make it through those movies before I check that out. Then we have 976 Evil. This is directed by Robert Englund, I believe, and I don't really know much about it. I think I've heard good things about it, but other than that, I don't really know the premise or anything like that, so yeah. Then we have the Tremors anthology, all 5 of the Tremors movies. I've only seen Tremors Part 2, actually, and that's because I found it on VHS at a Goodwill, and I didn't feel like buying the other one, so I just put on Tremors Part 2 one night. I remember I fell asleep while watching it and then finished it in the morning, and from what I saw, it was pretty cool. You know, PG-13 movies. Actually, one of them's even PG, which is crazy, but still a pretty fun film. I'm kind of curious to check out the rest of them. Next up we have Annabelle. Annabelle, I am actually pretty curious to go back and rewatch because I hear so many people talk shit on the Annabelle, or not the Annabelle movies, but just this movie in general. People like to say this is like the worst movie they've seen in a long time and things like that, and I remember I saw it in theaters and didn't care for it too much, but like the amount of shit people talk on it is crazy to me. I would like to rewatch it and see if I actually feel the same way or if I think people are overreacting, so I'm really curious to check this one out again, and I did not own it, so, you know, finally I own it and I can see for myself. Then we have Cemetery Man, which I believe this is still out of print, and JP said a friend had it on like the Facebook group or something, and he bought it off of them, so I'm actually pretty excited to own this. I've never seen it before, don't really know what it's about, but yeah, I'm excited to own it just because it is out of print, and it's got a pretty cool cover and things like that. Next up we have Combat Girls. Have no idea what this is about at all. It's never been opened before, but it looks like some Nazi shit. It's got swastikas and things like that, so it looks like something I would honestly be pretty interested in. Next up we have Waxwork and Waxwork 2. I know Vestron released these, so JP passed this copy on to me. I've never seen these movies, so once again, I don't really know what to say. Sorry, a lot of these movies I really know nothing about, so I can't really make too many comments on them, but I'm very curious to check these out and see what they're all about. Then we have Not Quite Hollywood. This is like an exploitation documentary of sorts, and JP gave me Electric Boogaloo or whatever for my birthday, and I thought that was pretty interesting. It was on Canon Films, and this is by the same people responsible for that documentary made this one as well, so I'm curious to check this out because I do enjoy documentaries. I think they're fun to just pop in and kind of watch, like either fully or just as background noise. Then we have the Lawnmower Man collection, which is part 1 and part 2. Don't know anything about these movies. I've definitely heard of them, and I've always been kind of curious about them just based on the title alone, but once again, don't really know anything about them. Then we have a movie called Bitch Slap, which, yeah, I don't know anything about this one either, and I don't think JP really knew anything about it as well. I think he kind of just blind bought it and thought, like, it'd be cool to give to me just because it's so random, so we'll see what that's all about. Then we have The Conjuring, which sadly I do already own, and you know, it's the same cover and everything, so I'll probably end up passing one on or selling it or something like that. But Conjuring is a fantastic film. I haven't seen it in quite a while, and I'm curious to rewatch it. I thought it was really creepy. I saw this one in theaters, and I really, really enjoyed it. Then we have The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I saw this one years ago when I was very young, and I don't really remember much about it or if I liked it or anything like that, but I know Mr. Watson from the group pages always talks about this, and he really hypes it up, and it's one of his favorite movies, so I'm really curious to watch it and see if I feel the same way. Then we have the ABCs of Death. I think I've heard like mixed opinions on this. I know there's a part 2 and people don't care for that one too much. I don't know if people feel the same way about this one or not, but I've always wanted to check this out just because I think it's a cool concept where each anthology or whatever, each segment has like a letter of the alphabet and things like that. So I've always been very curious about this one. I'm excited to check it out. Then we have The Conjuring Part 2. Saw this at a drive-in when it came out, and it was honestly like a very bad movie to watch at a drive-in. It was way too dark. Like the script, like the quality was just not good for that setting, because you figure you're outside in the dark and like the screen's kind of not the best quality, and it's just like really, it was just really hard to see what was going on, so I barely paid attention, but I hear a lot of people like this and even like it better than the first one, so I'm glad I could finally rewatch it and kind of take it for what it is. Then finally, guys, we have Salem's Lot. Never seen this before. I know it's a mini-series. It's like 154 minutes. I know a lot of people really, really enjoy this film, so I'm really excited to watch it and see what it's all about. And yeah, so sorry guys that I didn't know too much about all these films and things like that. It's kind of hard to make these update videos when you have nothing to really say about all the movies, and also my voice is just like dying right now. Like I keep trying to talk louder, but I feel like I'm about to lose my voice, so sorry if this update video was kind of weak on my part, but like I said, I wanted to get it out there because I did get a lot of stuff, and I'm very excited with the stuff I did get. I can't wait to check out all this stuff just because I'm not familiar with it, and it'll be exciting to explore new movies and things like that. So thank you guys once again for joining me for this January, or I guess I'll upload this technically at the end of December, so this December update video. Hope you guys had a good Christmas and you have a happy new year, and I'll see you in the next video.